What's going on? You're in the Beat Sessions. I'm your host, Mitchell Weary. It's Friday, May the 13th, spooky day. Not really, not superstitious, but I do like the spooky stuff. If you're going to stay in and watch some Friday the 13th movies tonight, that sounds like an excellent way to spend an evening, but I would argue even better, all the brand new music that dropped today, including this new record from the Black Keys entitled Dropout Boogie. It's the duo's 11th studio album, and it follows last year's Delta Cream, which was such a cool collection of covers. I really enjoyed the way these guys celebrated some of the best Delta blues songs that have driven them artistically over the years. And frankly, since coming back from hiatus, I love the direction that they're in. There's some critics out there that are like, they're not growing artistically and la la la. Who cares? They are in a groove. They are feeling it, and you can't shut that down. Sometimes you just got the blues. And so I'm really just enjoying the phase that they've been in since returning with Let's Rock. I think the title of that record says it all, and they've just been rolling with it ever since. What I really dig about this new record, you're getting that heavy Delta blues feel on all original tracks, which is great, but there's also this element of just think Texas rock and Texas blues. Think of ZZ Top. Think of Stevie Ray Vaughan. Think of Johnny Winter. I know he's from Delaware, but think of George Thorogood. You just got that edgy, hard rockin' sound to a certain degree, very driven by metal almost. And speaking of Friday the 13th, Black Sabbath's first record was dropped February 13th, in the UK anyway. It was a Friday the 13th, 1970. So there's good things that happen, like the birth of metal on this day. And so to get in, sorry to get sidetracked there, but I do love that, just that Texas rock and roll and blues feel on this record. And kind of hinting at something there with ZZ Top. We'll get into it in the track listing, but I think the energy that the Black Keys are rolling with is great. I think sometimes as a band, as an outfit, you know, you spend a lot of time with one person in this case. You know, the duo of Dan and Pat, I think, are great. But I think that, you know, there's just sometimes where you find yourself in these creative spaces where you just want to make good music. There's nothing there in the challenge to push the boundaries or redefining something, you know, and I feel like that in and of itself is completely organic. I don't think that that's anything that artists force, that they're trying to do. I think that when you hear these new sounds and, you know, different genres of music are developing, it's just people doing what they do organically. So sometimes in this case, and with this genre especially, you know, the blues are the blues. If you're feeling it, you're feeling it. And if you're not, then, you know, like, go listen to something else, because I'm listening to the Black Keys and I'm loving this. This thing kicks off with Wild Child. And what I will say is that the first couple of songs, kind of a different feel, but I like the energy. And we're talking about Southern music here too. So Wild Child has got this excellent mix of blues and funk. And I really like the guitar riff in the verse, especially. I like the funky nature of it. I like the chunky, fuzzy riff in the chorus. Just a very driving groove. But a nice opening track, and I like that slightly different energy to lead this thing off with. And it continues with It Ain't Over, your second track, mellow and minimal in the verses, but then, you know, chorus pumps up the groove, and there's a lot of soul in this song too. Really feeling that element on this track as well. And then it leads in for Love of the Money. I love the classic blues feel. That's, you know, it feels contemporary still. That's what I really like about what they're doing on this record. And I think it sounds fresh and unique in that right. You know, they're taking something that has been around for well over, you know, roughly about a century, well over a century now, actually. And, you know, giving it their energy, lending their style to it. And I think in and of itself is pushing boundaries. And I really like the feel of this record for that reason. But, you know, I really like just the way Patrick is rolling with the drums on this particular song as well. And he's got that momentum on this record. There's just a lot of really good driving grooves that he's carrying. Your Team Is Looking Good is your fourth track. More of that classic blues feel. I love the big stomping drums coming from Pat on this song. And then you get your fifth song, Good Love, featuring Billy Gibbons from ZZ Top. And this track, it's a great balance of that ZZ Top energy with that Black Keys energy. I'm loving the way that this track came together. I really think it captures the essence of both groups perfectly in just one awesome sound. It's got this big grungy riff. I really like the big lazy groove that it rides. It just heavy chunky blues, Texas rock, Best track on the record, in my opinion. It leads into your B-side starter, How Long. Rock and soul and R&B feel, going back to that energy a little bit. I like the way that worked back into it on this record. And then Burn the Damn Thing Down is your 7th song. It's just got this roaring style. And this is where I heard George Thorogood and just more of that Texas rock and roll sound in general. Just that heavy, just coming right at you energy. And I really like the way that this heavy riff is done over this like mellow blues and country groove. There's this bit of a carnival element to it. It's a very interesting song. I really like the way that those two unique characteristics come together. But fun song there. Your 8th song, Happiness, mid-tempo, hard rock and blues, real chill verse. Kind of the vibe on the back end of this record. Your penultimate track, Baby, I'm Coming Home. It's back to that groovy, funky blues sound. But this thing is still pretty hard rocking. I think it's a great penultimate track. It's I'd say it's my second favorite behind Good Love. And then Didn't I Love You is your final track. Big groovy blues track, like the mid-tempo nature of it. This thing is pretty hot, 10 songs, 34 minutes. And yeah, again, they're not going to blow your mind with it, but if you just want that good, just almost kind of old school sounding. I mean, I don't even want to compare it to their older records necessarily, because I think that there are some unique things that they're doing that they didn't do on those records on this album. But this is just a damn good blues record. And if that's what you want to hear this weekend, buy this thing. It's awesome. We're going to vinyl please it. Hope you enjoy this record. Hope you find this review helpful. Please like this video, share it, subscribe to the channel. Do all the things to help me blow this project up in 2022. And stay tuned throughout the week for more album reviews. We will see you next time on the Beat Sessions.